Welcome back to Founder Chat. I think we're going to rename this to something else. That's AI chat or something.
Jason Calacanis said the same thing about his, what is it? This Week in Startups. He's like, it's just This Week in AI.
This Week in AI.
Basically is
pretty much
what's happening.
Well, it's like breaking news every week.
Yeah.
Seems like.
Yeah.
And we've missed the last couple of weeks.
Right.
Doing this. Happened. And stuff has happened.
Right.
I think in the last 2 weeks, last week Bard was kind of a lot of the news, I think, because it was like a
Google
public
I/O. Okay, yeah.
Oh, it was I/O, and then Bard was publicly available.
Yep.
Which we've been playing around with. Mm-hmm. And then just today, I think it was today, I saw it all over Twitter, this Adobe's generative AI.
Yes.
I don't know if I can't tell if it's
they say
if
it's
beta, real,
but I don't know if that's real or not.
Yeah, I don't know if this is like somebody actually doing these prompts or if it's kind of a demo or a prototype.
Right.
I can't tell, but and I'll look it up. I forget the name of it, but I don't know, man. Like if you're a Photoshop user, which there's still some OGs out there.
Yeah.
This is I think this is a game changer.
Yeah, it
is. I
is.
know we say that about a lot of tools.
Right.
But this generative AI is pretty sick. You can open up pretty much any photo. And here's where it gets exciting for me, right? Imagine Midjourney spits out something, right?
Right.
Midjourney is not smart enough to take that photo and alter it.
No, in fact, if you ask it to do specific things, it gets it wrong.
It does get it wrong,
you know?
Or it'll generate something completely different.
Right.
It won't take the source image and do something with it.
Right.
Well, now you can take that source image, bring it into Photoshop, and then there's an AI assistant there that you could then prompt it to do X, Y, Z. I saw some people in the middle of a highway, kind of like a road shot. I think I showed you. It was like the gravel is a little screwed up. And they just use the magic or the select pen or whatever you call it. I don't even know these tools anymore. I used Photoshop in like 2 years. You highlight the section and then the AI prompt pops up.
Yeah.
You just tell it what you want.
Right.
It's like fix the street or whatever. And then it just magically does it.
Yeah.
Add stripes in the center of the road.
Right.
There it is.
Yeah.
Done. It's pretty crazy. I'm looking at one now where this guy is... he's got a shot of some snow, and with generative AI, he's just telling it place a truck, like in the snow.
There it is.
And so before, you'd have to find a truck, or an object, mask it out, bring it in here, mess with the shadows and all kinds of stuff. Right now, you could have the AI just draw it basically from scratch. Right into Photoshop.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm thinking the Midjourney image, we take it, we want to alter it, bring it into Photoshop, highlight the areas you want to alter, and then bam, you're done.
Well, it puts it in it makes it usable, you know? Like designing with Midjourney is sort of like doing watercolor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just sort of, you know, you're just sort of splashing around some paint and kind of does its own thing, and you have to sort of be okay with just taking what it gives you, you know, whereas this sort of puts people in the driver's seat and says, okay, I can actually compose a whole scene exactly how I want it, as you know, in parts, right? So I don't have to like write one big prompt and hope it gets it right. I can sort of iterate on that drawing or that illustration. So yeah, it's a major step. It's a major step. And it, just like you said, it gave Photoshop new life because
totally did.
Adobe was kind of getting stuck in the past. But what's interesting, Firefly, which, let me just say this, they better not, Adobe has one of the worst product strategies I've ever seen in terms of like how they bring on those updates. So like even right now, they've got Photoshop, and now they have, what is the one for the iPad? It's like Photoshop Elements. Something like that. So now they have 2 different products. And you're like, okay, well, which one's going to sort of be the one, you know? And Photoshop the one we use for Creative Cloud is sort of like this gorilla, you know. I mean, just it went from like photo editing to everything. I mean, we would build websites
back in the day,
photo editing app. You know, it didn't make any sense.
None.
And so it'll be interesting to see like if they build.
Bro, we were so bad that when they introduced the artboards in Photoshop, we started putting the different pages designs into one file.
Yes.
And then the file would get so big that it would be a PSB. Remember?
Yes.
That's what you knew, man.
Yes.
You're like, oh man, we got to open this bad boy up.
Yeah, exactly. And then you look at Figma and you're like, I don't even know what the file size is, but
doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like it's just. But see, that's the thing. It's purpose built, and so
right.
What I'm curious about is like, how is Adobe going to do this? Are they going to add this? It looks like it's added into Photoshop.
Yeah,
You know?
It looks like it is. And so far the demos of it are pretty clean. The prompt does show up kind of like a floating window.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, assuming, and then I think the sidebar as well. I'm seeing another generative fill feature here. Imagine a photo that's cropped, right? Yeah. Where you've cut off part of the head,
right,
and then the shoulders,
right,
and you want it to be portrait, not landscape or whatever. Mm-hmm. Now you can just highlight the, stretch your canvas, highlight the empty spot of the image, and then just generative fill and then bang, like it just does it.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Do you remember when Aaron Terrasas was telling us about that time with the picture? He had some picture he had from a client, and they're like, can you move? This
goes in he's writing a memoir, he said, when he retires.
That's it.
And I'll shout him out. What's up, Aaron? He said, this is one of many. It's like stupid things clients say or something like that.
Clients from hell sort of
thing.
Yeah,
something like that. And somebody's rocking that music outside. Heck yeah. And somebody asked him, he had a photo of a group outside.
Yeah.
And there was trees and things like that. And somebody asked him to Photoshop the tree out so you could see the people that were standing behind the tree.
Behind the tree.
Oh man, that's good.
You just move the tree out of the way so we can see the people back there.
Hey, but now generative AI.
Exactly, I'm saying. Just go back.
Highlight that tree. Tell the AI, get rid of this tree, but keep the people behind it. And it'll just it'll draw them, make them up. Anyways, interesting times.
Yep.
Here's that bike one that we looked at.
Well, put the link in the bio. Or
we'll throw it up here. It's kind of a game changer. I hope it works as advertised.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is sneaky or not, but Adobe, as far as I know, hadn't mentioned anything about a rebrand.
No.
And I checked their Instagram or their Twitter bio, and the logos I don't think is different. It's not different, and so I think somebody might have leaked some Adobe branding there, which is interesting. Should be cool to keep an eye on that.
Maybe someone took a little liberty or something too. They're like,
let's see, Adobe. Or maybe they just launched it. Looks pretty clean.
Yeah.
Hopefully with the acquisition of Figma and this AI stuff, maybe they'll step up their game.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's a lot of people that are going to be coming for their lunch. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Especially now. Like
how many besides one team member that I can think of on our team, who's using Adobe for anything?
Nobody. And in fact, some of the stuff that this person's doing, like there's a Figma plugin now that cuts people out.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things we'd have them do a lot of. And now it just does it. I hit a button and it's like, boop.
Who would have thought?
Clear. I know.
Isn't that crazy?
So.
Well, hopefully it'll cut down our Adobe licenses because we're still paying ungodly amounts of money for that. Just to have it, right?
We probably pay more or about as much for Adobe as we do Figma. And we have
we pay more for Adobe.
4 or 5 licenses for Adobe. And we have how many for Figma?
20.
20. Yeah. So
Unreal.
Yeah.
Before I forget, shout out to Llama Lounge. This is the AI meetup in San Francisco. We're sponsoring the meetup 2 days from today on Thursday, May 25th, hosted by our boy Jeremiah. And it's going to be good. You're coming with me this time.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good event. It's going to be 10 startups demoing.
Yeah.
And a little speech by Ben Parr, another AI guy that we know. And so I'm pretty sure it's maxed out this time around, but there'll be a January 15th event as well, which we're sponsoring as well.
January?
June.
June
15th next month.
Yeah. Which
we'll be at and sponsoring as well. So we'll put the link to that one because by the time this video comes out, this other one will be over with.
Yeah.
But we'll document some of it. We'll highlight some of the stuff we see there. But stuff's heating up, man, in San Francisco.
We're gonna go rub some elbows.
It's heating up big time.
Yeah, it is definitely heating up. Definitely. You know, and it's interesting too. I signed up for a couple different demos this weekend. What's interesting is even in some of these cases, and this is probably even part of our pitch a little bit to some of these startups, is you need to have something ready to go even before your product's ready to ship. You know what I mean? So for a lot of these startups, like they don't have it yet, but they have screenshots.
Yeah.
You know, they have their UI sort of figured out. They have their pitch. They have their whole, website. I'm sure they have a pitch deck to go with it. And they'll have like a waiting list or join the wait list. And I'm like, that's perfect because, people are looking. They want to get on that wait list to see what it's like. You know what I mean? So versus sort of the, wait till you launch and then start to grow. Like people are just sort of putting the flag down. I don't know if some of these things may not ever happen.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I know some of these things you're like, that's a great idea, but we know full well it ain't there yet, Like, there's the promise of some of these, like, website builders and stuff like that. I'm sure they're working hard on it, but it's probably a ways away. It's not next month. And so, but they're establishing a brand for a product that will come. You know what I mean? So that when it does arrive, they're like, oh, there's that thing.
Yeah.
They've been hyping it up for 6 months. So the world of AI is so quick that, it really is sort of this really fast moving train. And we can help those startups by sort of helping them plant that flag.
Sure.
It's almost like the Sooners, back in, wasn't that Oklahoma or something like that, where they would kind of run out and grab the land before everyone else did. And, so there's something like that. There's like, this is the early land grab for AI.
Yeah.
Even if it's not totally baked.
Sure. And it'll be interesting to see who gets killed from features, right?
Yeah.
We were using the analogy of like the App Store or the apps.
Yes.
When the iPhone came out.
Right.
There was there was at this pace, remember?
Oh, big time.
It was like, there's an app for this, there's an app for that.
Yeah. Like
and
overnight.
Then overnight, and then the phone would add a feature. The iPhone would launch a feature, and then the 100 companies,
right,
like little startups.
Or in our case, they'd change their terms of service and
right.
An entire avenue of apps are toast because they're outside of that.
I mean, even just ChatGPT alone, right? It's
Well, they keep adding these plugins.
Right. So now it's like, okay, there's a plugin for ChatGPT. So then the startup that had the one thing that it couldn't do, you could do in ChatGPT now. So all of a sudden, they're done. Right. And so there's going to be thousands.
Yes.
Thousands that go down like that.
Right. But at the same time, even a lot of the stuff that's using the OpenAI API, they're just creating shells on top of it, right?
Correct.
So I was telling you about like this one I was playing with over the weekend that did SOPs. And what the thing about those SOPs is that it would just ask itself a series of questions. So you'd start it out but then it would direct ChatGPT to generate those SOPs. And so really it's just sort of a string of prompts.
It's a layer 2, bro.
Layer 2.
Layer 2.
It is. But it's, it's just running the thing in the background.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And there's a lot of those. And the other thing too is, aren't they charging now?
Oh yeah. Yeah, so you have to pay for it.
So
which is why I think there's a wait list for some of these, because they don't have the funding.
Right.
But who knows?
All right, we'll leave you with this. I will name the top, or not the top, but the 10 AI startups that'll be there demoing on Thursday night. We have Picasso, sorry, mispronounced that, Passio AI.
Passio, okay.
Developers and companies build AI-enabled mobile apps. Zero Shot Computer Vision. Or we help developers and companies build AI-enabled mobile apps. So it looks like they're more of a labs, sounds like.
Okay.
On-device food recognition. So maybe that's what they're going to be demoing.
On-device food recognition.
Learn about the future of AI in nutrition. Live coding session, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we'll let you know on the next one what these demos were like. These names, man. Pandatron AI, driving corporate change with an AI coach. Not sure what that is. We'll see. Craftful, AI co-pilot for product builders. Okay. Craftful. Audio Shake. We use AI to separate songs into stems and instrumentals so they can be used for sync, spatial audio, remixes, remasters, and more. Interesting. There's a product called Blitz that's going to be demoed by some CMU students. Not sure what that is. Track C. AI music assistant. We have Arize AI, ARIZE. Arize AI is an ML observability platform enabling ML practitioners to better detect and diagnose model issues. I have no idea what that means, but we'll see.
We'll find out.
Yeah, Relevance AI. The fastest managed service to create and deploy AI chains. That's probably going to be a thing too. Chains. Soar.com. Soar is living up to the promise of AI/ML to uplift humanity in work and life. Not sure what they do. And then SciSpace, SCI Space, your personal AI assistant to decode any research paper.
Oh. Okay.
So, there you have it. Llama Lounge, Thursday, May 25th, in 2 days from now. We'll record it. We'll have it on the vlog. We'll try and get some up-close demos. Talk to some of these folks, and see what we think. Should be fun though. Anything else happening in the tech sphere or the AI sphere?
I think, like I told you, EU just fined Facebook 1.3 billion.
Ooh.
I'm sure they're not happy about that. Over basically a GRC issue, which is crazy to me because I'm like, we have a number of GRC clients.
Yeah.
And that just seems like what else? I don't know. Not much else.
Not much else.
Everyone else is just kind of sitting on the sidelines.
Well, there you have it. We don't need to bore anybody else.
Yeah.
Keep following us for more AI news. I'm sure we'll have plenty to talk about in the coming days and weeks. Peace out.
Later.
Llama Lounge. We're gonna have to do like a
mix.
No, Llama Lounge sign.
Oh yeah.
Remember?
Llama Lounge.